You opened it, you ruined it. That's the real rule nobody puts on the label. The second you break a seal, oxygen gets in, bacteria wake up, and that printed date on the package becomes completely meaningless. And the scary part? Most of the food sitting in your fridge right now are already past the point where they're actually safe. You just can't see it yet. Today we're going through 7 of the most common ones, and at least one of them is probably in your kitchen right now. Number 1, milk. First up, milk. And the date on that carton is lying to you, not because the manufacturer made it up, but because that date was tested on a sealed jug, sitting in a perfectly controlled lab environment. Your fridge isn't that. The second you crack the cap, you've started a completely different clock. Every time you pour a glass and put the jug back, you're pushing air in along with whatever bacteria were floating near the spout. And if your milk lives on the fridge door, it's getting hit with a temperature spike every single time someone grabs something, because the door is the warmest spot in the whole unit. Here's what's actually happening inside that jug. Oxygen gets in, dormant bacteria start multiplying, and the proteins begin breaking down. You won't smell anything wrong on day 3 or even day 4, but the bacterial count can already be climbing into a range that'll wreck your stomach. Move it to the back of the coldest shelf you have. That one change can add 2 or more days of actual safety. And if your fridge runs warm, or the jug sat out for 45 minutes while you were cooking, that window shrinks fast. You've got about a week after opening, if everything goes right. Don't trust the date on the carton once it's open. That number stopped being accurate the second the seal broke. Number 2, fresh juice. Now, fresh juice. You bought it cold, you're keeping it cold, and it came in a nice bottle with a date printed right on it. Seems fine, right? But that date was set for a sealed bottle that never left the cold chain. Open it, and you've got 2 to 3 days, not 2 to 3 weeks. Cold-pressed juice skips pasteurization entirely, so there's nothing in that bottle killing bacteria except the cold temperature. The sugar in fruit juice makes it a fast-moving feeding ground once air gets in, and fermentation kicks off quietly. You won't always smell it. The color looks normal. But if you feel a slight fizz on your tongue when you take a sip, that juice is already fermenting. The FDA actually requires warning labels on unpasteurized juice because the risk is real, especially for kids, older adults, and anyone whose immune system isn't at full strength. 2 days after opening. That's your window. Number 3, soft cheese, like cream cheese. Soft cheese is one of the fastest moving things in your fridge, and most people have no idea. Cream cheese, ricotta, mascarpone, fresh mozzarella. You use a little, press the lid back on, and assume you've got another week. You've probably got half that. The moisture in soft cheese is what makes it dangerous. Once you open the container and dip a knife in, bacteria from the knife, the air, and your hands move into that wet environment and spread fast, not just across the top but through the whole product. You won't see it happening. The surface can look clean and white while contamination runs all the way down. Listeria grows in cold, moist environments, which means your fridge doesn't stop it. It just slows it down a little. 5 to 7 days after opening is your real window, and that shrinks the second a dirty utensil touches it. One small spot of mold means the entire container goes in the trash. Number 4, cooked rice. Cooked rice feels like the safest leftover in your fridge. It's plain, it's already been cooked, and it's just sitting there in a container. What could possibly go wrong? Bacillus cereus is a bacteria that survives cooking. It forms spores that heat can't kill, and once the rice cools and sits out, those spores start producing toxins. Reheating kills the bacteria, but does nothing to the toxins already left behind. You can microwave that rice until it's steaming, and still get sick from it. The danger window is those first 90 minutes after cooking. Rice sitting on the counter while you clean up and watch TV is giving that bacteria exactly what it needs. Symptoms hit fast, usually vomiting and cramps, and most people blame a stomach bug, never connecting it back to the rice. Get rice into the fridge within an hour, spread flat in a shallow container so it cools quickly, and eat it within 2 days. Number 5, deli meats. Deli meat feels preserved. It's cured, it's salty, and it came wrapped in packaging that looks airtight. But that packaging wasn't designed to reseal once you open it, and the second you peel it back, air gets in from every angle. Pre-sliced meat has an enormous surface area, and every single slice is exposed. Listeria monocytogenes, the bacteria that food safety agencies put on their high-risk list, grows at refrigerator temperatures. Your cold fridge doesn't stop it. It just slows it down a little, which means the clock is still running, even when everything feels fine. 3 to 4 days is your real window, and that's only if you transfer the meat to an airtight container right away, not folded back in the original wrapper with a flap tucked over. Write the date on the container when you get home. At day 3, cook it into something or throw it out, because listeria doesn't change how the meat looks or smells. Number 6. Salad dressing. Salad dressing feels like it belongs in the don't worry about it category. Vinegar, oil, salt, all preserving agents, so people keep an open bottle of ranch or Italian in the fridge for months without a second thought. But creamy dressings like ranch and Caesar contain dairy and eggs, and those ingredients break down whether the vinegar likes it or not. Every time you open that bottle, bacteria get in and the dairy starts degrading. The vinegar slows it down, it doesn't stop it. Oil-based dressings have a different problem. Oxygen gets in with every pore and starts breaking down the oil, producing compounds your body doesn't process well, long before anything looks or smells off. A bottle living on the fridge door has been through temperature swings every single day, making that process move faster. 60 days for creamy dressings after opening, 90 for oil-based. Check your bottle for a separate best after opening date, because a lot of them now print one. Number 7, peanut butter. Peanut butter feels like the one thing in your kitchen you never have to worry about. Thick, dry, shelf-stable. People keep open jars for a year without a second thought. And for conventional peanut butter with stabilizers, that's mostly fine. Natural peanut butter is a completely different product. The kind where the oil floats to the top and you have to stir it before you use it, that jar has no stabilizers slowing anything down. Every time you open it, fresh air gets in and the oils start oxidizing. That process is called rancidity, and it builds up quietly within 1 to 3 months of opening. The tricky part is that you probably can't taste it. The strong peanut flavor masks the early stages, so you keep eating it without realizing the oil has already turned. Refrigerate natural peanut butter the day you open it, and if it smells sharp or bitter, it's gone. Every package on this list had a date set for a product that was sealed, cold, and never touched. The second you open it, that date means nothing. Milk turns in a week. Deli meat goes bad in 3 days. Cooked rice can make you sick before the week's out. And some of what's sitting in your fridge right now is already past those windows. Go check. Not tomorrow, right now. Open the fridge, look at what's been opened, and be honest about how long it's been there. Bacteria that cause real illness don't smell like anything, and they don't change the color of your food. They just build up quietly until there's enough to do damage. If this changed how you think about what's in your fridge, subscribe, because there's a lot more in your kitchen that works exactly like this.